Sins. And you are listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is October the 14th, 2021, and today the topic is Overflow. Thank you all so much for celebrating my husband's birthday with me yesterday. I truly appreciate all of you that shouted him out and showed him some love. We had a wonderful day. He got to do what he loves to do, which is rest. He rested the majority of the day, and then last night we went to Fogo the Chow. Your girl did work out yesterday as well. I got a good sweat in, y'all. I worked out before I went, so come on now. That's something. That is something, y'all. I'm sticking to this new routine, so thank and praise God for that, man. Fogo the Chow was good. It was funny because he just was like getting all the meats. Then after a while, he's like, okay, I want vegetables now. So yeah, man, he enjoyed himself. Hey, Miss Lucky, good morning, girl. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, man. So it was a nice day yesterday. It was funny because I had to keep reiterating to NJ that it was not his birthday. I'm like, it's Papa's birthday. Papa's birthday this time. So I think he got the concept. He understood. It was funny because when we got ready to leave, he's like, Chuck E. Cheese? I'm like, no, we're not going to Chuck E. Cheese. We're celebrating Papa now. We're doing Papa's version of Chuck E. Cheese, I guess. And so it was funny because you could tell his vibe was a little different at dinner because he probably was like, this place is not Chuck E. Cheese. But, he seemed to enjoy himself. Everybody seemed to enjoy themselves. Again, shout out to my friends and family that came. It was wonderful. You guys probably can see on my Facebook page. We got him real good. He went to the bathroom, and then when he came back, his cake was out, and we were singing for him and everything. And it was funny because it was like the whole restaurant got involved. That's how it felt. And so, super funny. One of my friends, her husband, was like the leader of the pack, and so he called. Ashley, I know you spoke out on that word chosen yesterday. Check this out. So, my friend's husband, right, he kind of was leading us in the song, right? And so afterwards, he's like, yeah, we available for bookings. It's Big L and the Chosen Assembly. So I just thought that was funny too, because that word chosen came back up yesterday, and I was like, oh, okay. Look, bring it back around there, Lord. But yeah, it was funny. It was a good time. The video is on my main page. For those of y'all that are on Facebook, you guys, and you know me personally, then yeah, you can go ahead and check that out on my page. But it was a good time, and I'm glad he got out. I had to push my hubby out of his comfort zone sometimes because he would just stay here at the house, y'all. He's one of those, and I'm like, look, we're gonna have to celebrate you sometime, somehow, my way. So this was that year, this year, and then who knows, maybe next year, you can go back to staying at the house or whatever. But at least we did this year, and he appreciated it. I know he thanked me for it afterwards, and so it was a good time had by all. Yes, I am happy he went out too, sis. I am happy he went out too. I'm like, sir, you are worthy of celebration as well. We done celebrated everybody this year. Come on now. Which, I guess, okay, so I guess that kind of leads me to the topic a little bit. But I don't know, like I've been telling y'all that this year has been such a blessing to me. Like, just so many things on so many levels. It's been happening, like, with me, my family, and everything like that. And so, I can sit here and just keep sharing my testimony and be like, oh, we're in the overflow. It's the overflow. But, I don't know. I guess after the prayer and meditation this morning, that word stuck out to me. There was another idea and topic that came in my mind as well, but I'm like, I think I might need to do a little bit more time to kind of reflect on that one. So I came back to the original topic, which is overflow. And, I want to share these verses. I'm going to share these verses. let's just see what the Lord do. I'm not even gonna. Let's see what the Lord do. So here we go. John 10:10. It says, "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I come that they may have life and have it abundantly." Whew. That they may have life and have it abundantly. I mean, hey, I don't know, y'all. I guess as I was reflecting on overflow and all these words that just means overflow, like abundantly. I mean, obviously, I guess I'm in a place of gratitude, right? I'm in a place of like, gratitude for that in my life. But then it's like, well, I know we're not always there, right? We're not always in this place of overflow. Sometimes we may feel like we're in a dry place. We're like, where is this overflow that you promised, Lord? So I don't know if I got anything to say about that at the moment, but I hope it encourages you and inspires you to know that this is what God has come for. This is what, not only that we have life, but life more abundantly. And so, yeah, I guess that's the difference between the two. This is what the thief does. This is what God does. And so, obviously, again, we always are choosing between the two. But yeah. It's just something to reflect on today. Something to reflect on. Just the starting verse here, something to reflect on. Ashley's going in, y'all. What is she talking about? She said overflow. And then she says, "Thank you, Lord." And then she said, "Come on, sis." Now. Look, it's funny. Here's the thing. I don't be knowing what I'm going to say. Every time I go live, I'm just like, "Hey, Lord, whatever you want to say through me." And that's how it goes. So, yeah, I guess I don't have anything to reiterate about that. Honestly, it says what it says here. It just shows the difference between the two. So let's keep going. Psalm 23:5. It says, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows." This sounds like a good place to be too. Hey, in the presence of my enemies, this is what God does. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of that it wasn't a parable. It was one of those accounts in the Bible where I can't remember the exact prophet at the moment, but one of the prophets went to this lady's house and she used her last to feed him. If I'm not mistaken, she used like her last oil and whatnot. And he's like, the Lord is leading me to tell you to go get the oil and like just bring all your jars, bring all the jars. and every time she brought jars, it just kept going. You know what I mean? Every time, just bringing all the jars, and then when she ran out of jars, that's when it stopped. That's the only time it stopped. And I don't know how much she ended up with, but I can't remember. I think it said the amount that she had enough to live on for a certain amount of time. I don't know how, but obviously it was more than she had because she used the last. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I guess that's what I'm reminded of in this verse here. He's anointed by oil and the cup running over. Look. She said, "Keep on speaking my name with words like chosen, overflow, abundance." Yes. All right, then, sister. Hey, well, hey, I'm glad this is, resonated with you this morning. Oh, goodness. Look, I see how this will go tomorrow. Speaking of, y'all know that today's Thursday and tomorrow's Friday. That means a new episode of God, Sex, and Love, the talk show. When I'm going to be talking to this lady right here, Ashley Lockett, live on tomorrow. And look, she'll be able to talk back to me in real voice and time. So we gonna see what this do. But yes, Lord, yes. Yeah, man. Hey, I guess that's the thing. I guess for me, I guess being reminded of that, even though I did not write that account down. If you're familiar with it, you could look it up yourself. But even with just reminding myself of that account, it's like, hey, even when I was saying a minute ago, like, even when we're in those places where we feel like, man, I don't have, all I have is this. I like to reflect on what I have more so than what I don't have. I know we tend to focus a lot on what we don't have, because, for example, that lady, she could have been like, you know what, I only have enough for me and my son. I think that's what it was. She only had enough for her and her son for like one more meal. And instead of them eating it and her keeping it selfishly for herself, she used it for the profit. So that's the thing. Like, at the end of the day, like, you might be in that place, right? You might be in that place where you're like, all I got is this, and you want me to use it for somebody else? Yeah, do it. See what God do. Because at the end of the day, again, I say this a lot here on the Juice, and just in my own reflections, I realized that everything we go through is for someone else anyway. Like, yeah, we go through it for us, and we can be thankful when God brings us through and all that stuff. But our testimony, that all that stuff is for others. So yeah, you might have that last little bit, and it might be for somebody else. But at the end of the day, we gotta test God at His word, right? His word say, "Give, and it will be given unto you," and all these different things. And so, even if it's your last, y'all, I mean, I know that don't sound good. Y'all probably don't want to hear that. That might be the Pope this morning. But you know, even if it's that last little bit or whatever, if God is leading you to use that seed, however you want to look at it, you know, use the seed, use that last little bit, use that offering, whatever it is, and trust Him with it enough to use it for whatever it is that He's calling you to use it for. Then you will see Him do miraculous things and work miracles in your life. Not just trying to name drop here, but just saying. Oh, she said, I'm ready. Oh, you ready for tomorrow? Yes, I am too. Shout out to the second person that's watching live. So Proverbs 3:10, it says, "Then your barns will be filled with plenty, and your vats will be bursting with wine." There you go. I mean, I guess to me it sums up, like, you know, when you make that faith move, when you make that step, then this is what happens. This is the results. Your barns will be filled with plenty, and your vats will be filled with wine. I think the thing is too, like, sometimes we think about overflow, we think about like, oh, it's just, you know, we think about finances and all that stuff. And again, you know, I talk about finances on here. Y'all know that I've shared multiple times like what God is doing and what He has done for me. Because again, this is one of those seasons where I'm just like, it's very strange to be living this way. It's very strange to not be, I don't know, I never was a 9-to-5er, but I was a gigger. You know, I had gigs, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was always here, there, and everywhere. I share that testimony all the time. And so to be in this place where I'm like hustling from home and just doing GSL and just being a mom and, like, you know, and found ways to kind of like, you know, create and just allow God to just continue to just make it a way every day. It's a unique place to be in, but at the same time, it's a peaceful place to be too, though. It's very peaceful. Like, I'm not stressed. I'm not worried about finances and whatnot. Like, it's funny because, okay, like, I don't know if when the pandemic hit or maybe it was this year, but one of the things that my husband and I did is started to put like, started to put bills on like automatic payments. And so we try to put funds into one account and then let the payments be made with this account. Now this was a goal for me. Like, this is something I had thought about doing, but I just was like, I'm just not at that place. Like, I'm just like, I'm not making enough to be able to do that. But now I've just been like, hey, okay. And so I think there might just one of my bills isn't in that account at the moment, but the rest of them are. And I'm not like, I can recall before, right, when I know that I got this bill or that bill, and I know that I gotta actively, you know, make the payment or whatever it was, I was stressed, right? I was like, oh, okay, I gotta put this here, put that there, da, 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 da. I'm not even stressed at all. Like, sometimes they send an email and it's like, okay, the account's gonna process next week or whatever. I'm like, okay. And I just, put in when I have to put in or whatever, and the bill get paid, and I'm just like, all right, Lord, thank you, what you do. And that's just how it is now. It's just one of those things where this being in this place is definitely giving me more peace of mind, and I'm not stressed about all the things that oh, look, y'all, that's who the other person is. It's my mama. Shout out to Miss E this morning. Good morning, mama. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, Look, the reason I'm here, y'all, hey, just saw this lovely lady last night spending time with us. But yeah, being in this place of just peace and just allowing God to work and move and I do what I can with my little oil, with my offering, with my seed, whatever it is. I do what I can and whatnot, and God just really he's been showing out and doing the rest. He really has. So I'm excited. Again, I'm excited about everything that has been, birthed in this season, that has been done. And I feel like I'm just living in the overflow. And I hope that you all too. I hope that you all are too. Look. Miss Ashley says, good morning, Queens. I believe she's talking to you, Mom. All right, let me keep going here. Joel 2:24. It says, the threshing floors shall be full of grain. The vats shall overflow with wine and oil. Again, the results of trusting God, results of making those faith moves, right? Again, this is what's going to happen. Threshing floors will be full of grain. Vats will overflow with wine and oil. I think honestly that is the thing to reflect today. If you notice in the Go Deeper section, I don't have any verses this morning, but I do have a question. What do we have to do to get into the overflow? Like, I already kind of touched some ideas that I think, hey, use that seed, use what God is giving you. What do you have versus what you don't have, focusing on that and stuff like that. But hey, I'm sure there's some things biblically that it tells us that we need to do to then receive these blessings and the overflow. So that's the reflection today. That's something we can all, if you want to go deeper about that, that's the question that you all can go deeper with and look into the word and see what it has to say about that. But here's something that one more verse that I came across this morning that I just was like, hopefully will give us a good perspective and give us a good idea of God and how he works. And I'm just going to share. Here it is. Psalm 78:20. It says, he struck the rock so that water gushed out and streams overflowed. Can he also give bread or provide meat for his people? That's the question on today, y'all. I mean, listen, it says here, it struck a rock. Y'all know what rocks look like, right? Yeah, I mean, let's just think of a boulder, right? He done struck a boulder, and then now there's water and streams overflowing from this boulder. Something that don't have no water. Like, I mean, hey. So the question is, can he give bread and provide meat for his people? I mean, simple answer, yes. But hey, y'all can reflect on that. Y'all can go deeper about that and let that marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. The Bible verse of today is Isaiah 54:10. It says, for the mountains shall depart and the hills be removed, but my kindness shall not depart from thee, neither shall the covenant of my peace be removed, saith the Lord that hath mercy on thee. Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. PTSDacademy.com now has online courses available for those affected by trauma, loss, and grief. Courses include sex therapy, pet therapy, anxiety reduction, and more. Classes are safe for teenagers, free from foul language, trauma stories, and toxic social media commentary. PTSDacademy.com. Control when and where you learn, how fast, and who knows about it.